Hello, welcome back to 3 Delirium. My name is AJ, and this is where I sleep. Some nights I enjoy being lulled to sleep by a video playing on my phone, but my side table is a little too tall to see my phone if I prop it up on the top. So I need something that can hold my phone and maybe attaches to the front of one of these drawers here. Let's go see what we can come up with. My first idea was all one piece, and it hooks onto the shelf right here and holds the phone. But it quickly occurred to me this might not be the best option, and something more adjustable would definitely be better. So it just so happens that sitting right next to me while I was brainstorming was this. You may have seen one of these before in some previous videos, but it's a standard adjustable collapsible phone stand. Now, when I got this pattern originally, it came with a tablet stand as well, and it's almost exactly the same thing. It's just stretched out. Therefore, if I take the tablet stand and make a few modifications, I could have a stand to keep in the bedroom in general, and a separate way to attach that stand to the front of the drawers, right here. So, with that plan in mind, I jumped into Tinkercad once again. These device holders already have things sticking out on both sides, the bolt and nut that make up the pivot of the device. I knew that the bolt would provide the most support for the whole fixture if it was the one holding most of the weight, so I wanted to modify the head of the bolt rather than modifying the nut itself. So I thinned the head of the bolt to hopefully slide into some other mechanism. But I still needed the bolt to hold the whole thing together, so I need to ensure that I leave some of the thickness. Now that I had a basic idea of the size that I wanted the bolt to be at the head, I made a simple copy of that and moved that to the frame of the holder. That way there will be 2 points held by the sliding mechanism, and it'll be a bit more firm and held vertical, with the fine-tuning of the nut available to keep the adjustability of the angle and the whole entire object. When it came to making the sliding mechanism, I knew that I could take that copy of the head of the bolt and just stretch it out to make the void that will become the inside of the slide. After that, I can make a copy of this same piece and just enlarge it slightly to make the outside of that mechanism. But no matter how many times I make something in 3D design, I always seem to forget that if I need something to be, for example, 2 millimeters bigger in the radius, it would then need to be 4 millimeters bigger as a whole, or in its diameter. But before carving out the planned void, I decided to increase the clearances in the final product by making this void space a millimeter or so bigger in all directions as well. It'll be okay if the thing rattles around a little bit. It shouldn't move too much once the weight of my phone is placed into it. And the attachment arm that will be hooked under the drawer, I made it in a similar way to another project I had way back when I first got my printer. I tried to make mounts for a surge protector to the underside of my desk. So I made a few modifications to that previous design and was able to copy the same thing here. I was surprised at how much longer it took to print this version, the tablet holder size, compared to the phone holders. But I suppose it is more than twice as big. But eventually I had all the pieces printed, and I have to admit that I'm a sucker for the hodgepodge look of using different colored filaments for each piece. But it looks pretty good put together. It looks pretty good, it still works, but now for the moment of truth. Does it slot down into this mounting bracket? Actually has a very satisfying snap. It fits pretty solid, and if I need to, I could even kind of loosen this side to help the fit be a little looser. Oh, actually that works really well. It'll even fall right out. Or if I don't want it to fall, tighten this up, and it holds nice and firm. Perfect. Now, even more important, does it fit on the drawer? Perfect. The drawer doesn't shut on its own with it on there, but it doesn't need to. This I can have angled. And then stick right down on. And now my phone will go here. Or, if it needs to, it can go here. Perfect. This has been a rather exciting project. It's always thrilling to plan something out in my head, make a digital version, and then see it come into fruition in my hand. But what do you think? Could you use something like this for your bedside table? Or is your bedside table more conducive to phone watching than mine? Let us know down in the comments below, and thank you for joining me here in 3 Delirium, where we can all hallucinate about the possibilities of 3D printing. I'll catch you next time.